Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Homer, and this is a very nice and cozy bedroom we're looking at right now, which I think is probably like interesting to think about because we just had some of the most terrifying moments and most brutal moments that I've ever seen in a video game in the last episode. And now Sarah wakes up here in this very, I would say, cozy space, right? Again, it's one of those things where artistically they always take like a really, they do a really good job of like creating their own style here. But it has like these kind of like really nice color tones, the warm lights of the lamp, these kind of like beige tones of the chairs. But we have to acknowledge that we just went through something absolutely crazy. We just had a crazy dream as well, and a lot has changed. Do we have to just click on stuff? A bright light illuminates the room. This looks just like a hotel room. It does. It very much is like a cozy hotel room, for sure. I can see my reflection. Oh, no. I don't mean to be rude, like, and be like, you know, oh, look at her. It's more of a case of just like very much like you can see like her eye makeup is a little bit, messy, and she looks tired. And as you would be, like, she just went through the most horrible, horrific, traumatic moment of her entire life. Just disgusting. And on both sides, not only just like, you know, the traumatic aspect of like what they did with her friend, but also then having to like re-evaluate everything when it comes to like what the hell just happened with this guy in front of me who proclaimed me to be more resistant to this thing while doing what he did to himself. Like, it is, no matter what, a very horrific double kind of like whammy in that sense, you know. One off the face of life is, don't say that about yourself, okay? We're gonna try and get through the day. We're gonna try and get through the day. That's what we'll try to do. This is no time to be looking in the mirror. Sarah. Oh, what's this now? Is this still a dream? Oh my god, how long are you going to run? This is horrible. There's Joe's for freaking reflection in the blood of the bed. And there's blood under the... Oh my god. And blood from everywhere. There. Die with me, Sarah. No. There's Mishima. Oh, this is absolutely... Is that Kai? No, this is so horrible. What would you... Wait, we can click on things? You aren't Joe. Yes, this is what you need to say. This is just a nightmare. So cool, man. Aren't we best friends? That's horrible. The sound effect as well. Shut up, break the mirror, run out of the room. We don't need to hurt her hand. Let's leave. We do not need to hurt her hand. You really shouldn't go that way. Why? What? A sharp pain spread through my body. What the hell? It hurt? What is happening? Help me, someone. What just happened? I'll make you more comfortable. Stop it. That is so... This is crazy. This is horrible. I love you, Sarah. Sarah, we have to understand. Joe would never do this. This is so bad. Sarah. Get a grip, Sarah. Keiji. Can you understand me? So obviously when she was trying to leave the room, she bumped into Keiji, I'm guessing. But everything is setting her off and setting off something in her mind. That is so horrible. Because here's the thing, like it's not just the horrific imagery. The imagery is already terrifying. But it's also the fact that this, like, emotionally was the person, Joe was a person that, like, was there for her, was the rock for her, was everything that, like, you know... It felt like, you know, was like the most supportive person for her, and then for that to be turned around and have like, it's almost the opposite of what Joe's messaging was for her from the start of the game, which is like trying to like make sure that she's okay and trying to make sure she's safe, making sure that she's happy. The opposite is, hey, die with me. So it's so crazy, and I think the mind can do this type of stuff where not just hallucinations, but like how we like warp things in our mind, especially when we go through like really terrifying moments in our lives. And in this case, you're talking about like with Sarah, like it's not just like, oh, this suddenly came on. This is things she's had like heart pounding anxiety since the start of the game because of the stuff with the game itself, but also she thought she had a stalker in Kai, and all this time she's been afraid to even like go outside or walk home alone. So like you have all this stuff that's building up, and then like when almost feels like Joe was like what was holding onto the thread, and then the thread snaps, right? And Joe's no longer there. So instead of like Joe being this very supportive force in her life, he then becomes a more destructive thing in her mind, because it's no longer, oh, this is my best friend. This is the guy that I made suffer. I'm not saying she did that. I'm saying that like in her mind, this is the guy that I killed. So it's like one of those things where now this guy that has always been there for her, she thinks I was not there for him. And now in her mind, the guilt is killing her so much. It feels like with Joe saying, hey, join me, it's like, I deserve to die. I don't deserve to be here, which is a horrible way to think. Sarah shouldn't think this way, but her mind is probably going there. And I think the dreams about Joe and Mishima and Kai here are definitely kind of this thing of like, whole thing of like, hey, join me, you know, like in that way. It's her probably having guilt over the fact that like these guys have died and Joe died, and she feels responsible for Joe's death as well. That's my estimation. That's why I'm thinking it's happening. And again, it's not just sudden. It's been a buildup of anxiety and fear throughout this entire game. I feel like that's really kind of like come to like a pass here. That's probably going to get worse before it gets better, but hopefully it does get better. Keiji, your friendly policeman in the flesh. The room is still clean. Did I go running around and hurt myself? Show me wounds. Heard some pretty loud noises. Something happened? I saw an illusion of Joe. So you had an hallucination of Joe? Yeah. Glad you didn't get any major injuries. Come on, sit down to bed. Where is this place? It's the third floor. They're already on the third floor. There's rooms prepared here for each person. In other words, get some rest. Yeah, that makes sense. They're kind of like want to make sure people are still sleeping because they want them to be entertained. How long did I sleep? Let's resume searching now. How long did I sleep? I should have said thank you as well. No clocks around, so... But everyone else is resting. You should rest yourself, Sarah. You come this far without a break. You at least deserve to sleep. He's so right. He's so correct. I don't want to sleep. Because again, to her, like it's one of those things where sleeping probably means the maybe hallucinating again. You know? I also think that it's a situation where, how do I say it? Like, you probably don't want to be alone at this time, you know? What? Please stay with me. I want to move around. I think going for a little walk might not, be bad. I can't let you go into danger. Please move aside. I'd rather do that than lie down. Well, alright, fine. I'll lend you a shoulder. Just rest a little more. Oh, that's very sweet, Keiji. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's very, very sweet. Sarah. Nodded off. Oh. Is he okay? Well, shucks. You too, huh, Sarah? Wait. Is he seeing stuff too? You can't acknowledge the hallucinations. Oh, he's seeing hallucinations also. This is a crazy framing. Once they're burned into your brain. Don't end up like Mr. Policeman. Oh, so he's probably seen the person that he killed? Wow. Crazy. Because I thought it was about to be a very sinister moment, but I think what's happening there is that Keiji doesn't want Sarah to end up like him, where he has these hallucinations burned into his brain. And I think it's because we acknowledge the hallucinations. He's like, don't acknowledge them. Like, you have to. But I just thought that telling Keiji about it would be a good way to talk about it. Because whenever I have I know it's not the same thing. Whenever I have anxiety about something, a problem shared is a problem halved is so true sometimes. Even though it doesn't fix everything, it can help for a little while. You know what I mean? Yeah, but it looks like Keiji's also being followed by his past and hallucinations too. Which again, no character in this game is fully all there, if you know what I'm saying. And I don't mean to say every character is crazy, but I mean that every character is going to have baggage, right? Because everyone does have baggage. Everyone has something that follows them to different degrees of severity, you know, for sure. Thank you very much. It was very sweet of Keiji to wait here, even if he was seeing his own hallucinations as well. Want to go show your face to everyone? They're worried, so I think it's a very nice idea. Yeah. What is that? Hallucination level 20? Hallucination level is a number indicating Sarah's mental state. What's a mechanic? It will surely increase every time she remembers Joe. Please stay cautious not to get too high. So wait, we have to avoid Joe in our mind? That is so horrible. Joe should be a happy memory, but because of this freaking game, And these people, it's always going to be a memory of like, oh, should I have done more? That's so horrible. It's beautiful. What a beautiful location. There's Reiko and now. Stunning location. Great colors. Do we click on some stuff? Maybe we just have to talk to people. As soon as I enter the large bright space and notice people there, it's such a different feeling from the other cold areas of this world, right? It's almost like they want us to like, again, like weirdly feel more comfortable, but that makes, again, more sinister, you know? It's like, hey, get comfortable, you know? Get warm. Singing echoed through the room. Oh, yeah? That's Rico's voice. Oh, because she's a singer. What a pretty voice. Entranced by it. Sarah Shinui? There's Alice. You look awful, Alice. I didn't expect anything different from what you would say. Alice. Why are you listening in over the wall? Isn't she your sister? How annoying. We're strangers now, I tell you. Right, Rico and Alice were siblings, huh? Beautiful music. Really beautiful music. Rico is surely singing with pure feelings out of grief for the dead. I don't care to introduce unnecessary distractions with my presence. Pretty conscientious for your sister, eh? Always the provocative one, aren't you? You all... What do you think of Reiko? So it's very clear that that Alice is very interested in the idea of talking to Reiko, maybe like, or thinking about Reiko, right? Because that's his sister, of course. You're not just gonna like, you know, erase those kind of like, you know, familial feelings. I would say that she is the big sister type. But I'd say ultimately she's really, really kind. I think big sister type is really nice. I love that phrasing. I suppose I can't interpret that in a good way. It is very good. It's very good. Doesn't seem that she gets bashful, not even if she's dealing with brawny men. She would, I guarantee you, she would German suplex every dude in this place. Just to make one gal smile. I genuinely think she would. Kind to the weak, harsh on the strong. That's the impression I get. That's a really, really good way of, that's what I was saying about it. That's a really good way of saying it, by the way. She is kind to the weak and harsh to the strong. She's very forward. Oh, look at his face, it's all soft. She was different before. Before? Was she kind to everyone? No, the opposite. Since Reiko's birth, she's brimmed with vitality and had talents in music and charming others. She was harsh even on herself. Oh, wow. But especially harsh on weak people who were all talk and no action. Okay, interesting. So she kind of like, had this very, aggressive stance towards people that, like, she deemed to be weaker. She's undergone a startling change. Due to the murder case, I take it? Oh, that direct to the heart here. Exactly right. Sorry to make your heart, you hear these trifles. Sarah, you came too. So it's interesting. Look at Rico, lovely gal. It's interesting that like Alice is talking about Rico in this way because obviously like it's very clear that the murder that happened here weighs on, from what Alice is saying, weighs on Rico's mind, right? And that's why they were kind of estranged. But also at the same time too, it's very clear that it weighs on Alice's mind, but not just because of like maybe the guilt of like killing somebody, but it also seems to be like, oh, it led to the kind of like metamorphosis of my sister, but then also like we became estranged afterwards. Because it seems like he definitely does want to like interact with Rico more, in my view, honestly. Sarah, now, how are you doing? That's my little bro. Again, how are you? Oh, this is the crew. This is the crew, is it? Because I think like out of all the characters, I'm not saying anything but because if Joe was here too, he'd be here also. But like I feel like these are the characters that like looked out for us the most so far, you know? I would say so. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. You can't push yourself, okay, Sarah? Like what's the this is? I mean, here's the thing. It's like, and someone pointed this out in the comment section as well, how people still have time for each other in this world. And like, if you're in an enclosed space of people and you're going through the same type of trauma, the same type of situations, and you're all witnessing these horrible, horrific things, you are going to get closer with these people, right? It's either you're going to kill each other or you're going to get closer. And there's like no in between, you know? I'm fine, just a little exhausted. They're doing a fantastic job of not shying away from making our main character who, fantastic design, but what you have to notice here is that like she looks in another world. She looks like a ghost almost, you know? Not to insult her appearance or anything. I don't want to be mean about that at all, but you know what I mean? It's a... it's clearly a depiction of someone who has gone through a lot. I'm glad you woke up, yo. Again, it's warm. Everyone must be exhausted, body and soul, but the kindness is comforting. Of course, 100%. And that's the truth. Everyone's tired as well. Everyone saw like similar things. And while it hit, obviously it's gonna hit Sarah more because not only did like her best friend die, but it was also a dude proclaimed that she perceived as her stalker proclaimed her to be like the one that's gonna have to like, you know, offer some resistance in this world as he did what he did to himself, you know. So obviously like it affects her like the most, I would say, but it still affected other people too. So the fact that they're also extending their kindness in a moment like this is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Do you want a hug too? Hell you looking at? Sorry, oh, this is rough. You know the sitch? What happened while I slept? What's everyone doing now? I guess we can ask this question. What's the sitch is like what's happening. It's a Kim Possible phrase. Kim Possible invented it. I don't care what it says. What are we brought to floor 3? Nothing yet. We were feeling kind of lost too, so we all we could do was rest as instructed. You know, like some people might say, like, how could you sleep in these moments? Have you ever like worked a longer day than usual at work, and you sleep like a baby that night? Anxiety, fear, on your feet all day, exploring, mental exhaustion, all these things. These guys probably said, I'm not gonna be able to sleep, and then they lied on that pillow and tried to fight to keep their eyes open, and they probably passed out. There's no doubt about it. That doll girl's nowhere to be found. Woof. Should we look for him? Yeah. I don't know if I think when she wants to be found, she will make herself known again. Look at this little kid. And he's so small. Miley vanished. Let's go look for her. Let's go defeat her. Let's look around first. Yeah, 100%. We should check this place is safe first. Some trap might already be set into motion. Yeesh. I was about to say, don't overdo it. You sure do get quick to get serious, Sarah. I think it's probably good for her now at the moment to keep busy, but like at some point she's gonna have to face. And it's horrible because like this type of trauma is something you should have to face in terms of like therapy and going through actual like real life like introspection through a comforting situation. But going through all this stuff in your mind in this place is horrible. It's like trying to like paint on like a moving bicycle. It's like it's just not the space for it, you know. It just doesn't make sense. All right, sitting around's not my style either. Let's take caution exploring the area. Yeah, I 100% believe we should definitely explore the area as well. This is terrifying. That's absolutely terrifying. What a great interaction with all the characters here. Really enjoyed interacting with them. Great emotions there. Great setup for maybe future conversations. The dynamic between Rico and Alice. The warmth that we feel from now, Rico and Gin, who I think I would say is like out of all the characters is kind of like, and Keiji I say as well, but like I feel like those three characters specifically, those three, Gin, Rico, and now have been very like close to Sarah, I think so far, you know. So I guess we can check out the area as much as possible. I don't think there's much to check out here, but let's move to, so there's a ruined corridor, your bedroom, relaxation room. So I guess let's go to the ruined corridor. It is ruined. It is definitely ruined. Is there anywhere we go from the ruined corridor then? Like, is there anywhere added? Lobby. No, it's just one corridor. Okay, perfect. How you doing, Kitaro? Sarah, you okay now? Kitaro. Thank goodness, I knew you was tough, but you never know, you know? I'm not strong at all. Of course, yeah, sorry. He's feeling like maybe he said the wrong thing here, which happens sometimes. You really suffered. Saying not to sweat it after that's just insensitive. Yeah, and this is, and you say it's insensitive. This is like a very like emotionally mature way of looking at it. Let me say this: you've done nothing wrong. Oh, Kitaro. While she's not going to be able to get those feelings of the fact that she might have done something wrong out of her head, this is just factual. She's not going to be able to get it out of her head. I think it's such a beautiful thing for Kitaro to say this. It is a beautiful sentiment because she will always probably feel like I did something wrong with Joe here. That's why Joe's probably following her around a bit. But I think it's honestly like a really beautiful thing for someone to say. And again, like he acts like he's not emotionally intelligent or like he, in a way, but it's incredibly emotionally intelligent to acknowledge this type of, because I think everyone's gonna be like, are you okay? I hope you're feeling good. Oh, you look like you're very sad. Here, sit down with me. Let's talk. But to actually just say like what needs to be said in the right moment, which is you did nothing wrong, is a beautiful thing. I'm very, very proud of Kotaro here. Well, he's just a piece of crap doll. Yeah, don't everybody say, he's so right. This is so correct. I've been saying this since the start. Thank you very much. We'll say thank you. Yeah, we'll say thank you. No need for thanks. I couldn't do nothing. No one could have done anything. Sakai's dying wish. I want to see it true. Kotaro, I'm going back to searching. Want to find clues, whether it's about an exit or about the kidnappers. I'll do my best too. That gorilla's actually a good guy. Yes. I forget to be saying this after he got grilled by Kotaro. Like, you know, that's like, he's a good guy, right? You like forgetting to be saying this. It's honestly like a really beautiful thing for Kotaro to say there. It really is. Because I think that happens a lot in life where something bad might happen that's out of your control, but you still feel like you could have done more. And yeah, just to hear, hey, it's not your fault. And he said what we've been saying since the start of this as well, which is, it's Miley's fault. It's the people who ran this game's fault. That's whose fault it is. It's not your fault. And there's Alice. Oh, what a beautiful location as well. The locations are great in this game. They really are. F this game, you know what I mean? Not the game itself, I mean the actual game that they put these characters in. It's not Sarah's fault in any way, shape, or form. And it was a very beautiful thing for Kotaro to say. I'm gonna look over there. Come tell me you want to go elsewhere. I love that we're exploring with Now and Rico and Gin and Keiji. Yo, you, Sarah Chidoween. There's a courtyard here. You think it odd? Maybe it leads outside. I want to bask in the sun. I actually wouldn't mind that, but... Of course it wouldn't. It's only an appearance of a courtyard. A fake sky, a fake feeling of freedom. This place is no different from a prison, so Alice is feeling I escaped a prison and now I'm back into a prison. Can we talk for a second, Alice? I refuse. If your business with me, come with me alone, Keiji Shinoji. Right then. He really is a little scary, isn't he? I think someone points out this is the type of character that like I fall in love with very quickly in terms of like characters I like. And they mentioned Fuyuhiko from Danganronpa. I love characters who are like adorable but abrasive. I love characters who like are like puppies that have big barks. You know what I mean? I love type of characters like that. And I say Keiji's like that too. But he's saying he wants to talk to alone, so maybe he just doesn't want to like he probably doesn't want to like say something maybe that he knows what Keiji's gonna ask. Maybe it's gonna be about the murder or whatever. And also like we kind of knew he was kind of gonna be a softie from like, remember when he like called us a pig? And then when he saw it upset us, he was like, oh no, like you're not a... I think there's such a world where a good person doesn't say you're a pig, right? It's a horrible insult. But I think there's also a world when someone's trying to act tough and trying to act mean, and then they call you a pig, and then they instantly regret it. You know, then they're just putting on an act, you know, for sure. Where's Kana? Whoa, loads of monitors. Almost like some kind of security room, ain't it? I hear a faint sound. Is one of the monitors on? Where? One of the numerous monitors. In front of the monitors is a machine that, despite its complexity, offers us only simple functions. Is one of the monitors on? Is it another trap? What just happened? Wait, Mishima? Oh no, I'm freaking... No, what the hell? And Now's with us! My, what is this all of a sudden? Is that Mishima? It's not mistakenly... Professor Mishima. If it isn't Miss Now. What? It's not a video? You're talking... What is happening? Yes, I'm looking to your eyes and talking with you, Miss Now. What is happening? This is unthinkable. It's unthinkable. After all, Professor Mishima is dead. Are the people behind you your friends? It's nice to meet you. My name is Mishima. Wait, what? He doesn't know us? Nice to meet us. You met us before. What in the world is happening, guys? What in the world is happening? I'm Kazumi Mishima. I teach Japanese and art to high school students. What in the world is going on? Are you the real Mishima? Do you remember us? Is probably a good messaging, right? Because if it is a video call, then how's he video calling to here? Were we ever acquainted? He doesn't even remember us. Well now. I see now. I remembered. Oh, okay. Oh man. I thought we were about to uncover something like absolutely insane. You know, like I thought it was gonna be like Mishima's actually I don't know what you call it, like working with them or something. I don't know. I was expecting the worst. I've remembered I'm an AI program of Kazuma Mishima, an artificial intelligence. An artificial intelligence? Rika looks so cool. Precisely, I'm a replica from copies of Kazuma Mishima's memories and emotions. Everyone, I suppose you met the real Kazuma Mishima? On the back of this monitor, there's a photo of Mishima's face. If that's the truth, are all these AIs of different people? What a strange sensation. I would love to meet and speak with myself. The old guy's gone. Oof. What'd you say? The way you talk, everything is the professor. Like the professor, it's actually here. Now, an AI of a person that should be dead? Then Joe, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, is there one of Joe? Big Six Sarah, what's the matter? Before I knew it, I was intently checking the back of the monitors. Oh no, but we can't. Remember, we're supposed to like keep our sanity. Not here. Not here, not here, not here. There's even a monitor room with my phone. Wait, what? But it's not one of Joe? Yeah, Joe is nowhere to be found. That has to be intentional. And they have to want to like they have to definitely want to mess with Sarah's mind, it seems. Sister, why aren't you here? I miss you too. And Kana. Why does not now? That's such an whoa! That's such an interesting phrasing. Oh my god, that's such an interesting phrasing, and it's a phrasing that doesn't come from the right perspective or right mind. Why does now only get to? Why does now only get to see her loved one? Why don't I get to see my loved one? Instead of saying like, why is Mishima only gets to like be an AI? It's why does now get to get the person to talk to? Not Kana, not me. Professor, what are you doing? Wait, what? What is this? Who was it? Who went and started the Mishima AI? Who is this? Who is this? I get it. So then, Ranger, it was you, wasn't Ranger? Hey, don't get mad. Everyone seems pretty pleased, don't you think? We turned to the voice behind us. What the hell? I'm sorry, but this is an instantly inspired design. The orange hair, oh, does she have different facial expressions for when she wants to like, no way. Wait, but she also has gloves that look like Miley's. Is she a doll? And look what she just said. Hey there, you bastards. Slept well? Who are you? Meow. It's a doll. I'm in the dress-up doll Rio Ranger. What the hell doesn't her do? She has an ice cream in her hand too? The idea of putting her facial expression over her face with a carrot is such an inspired design. I'm gonna support you on this floor. Best regards. What about Miley? Wait. You prefer the ladies do you all fine. Come on over here, Safalin. For they so humbly requested a girl. So, I'm angry at you right now. So this is Safalin? Safalin and Rio Ranger. Yeesh. It's creepy when they all talk at once. Creepy? You're awful. This is so crazy. This feels like it's not happening. This feels like it's out of this world. So this is Rio Ranger. That's Safalin. They're also dolls. So I guess we're done with Miley then? Which I don't know how Sarah's gonna feel about that, because there's probably like an element of like wanting revenge against Miley in some ways, right? Just Josh, you're real cute. So move it already. Whoa. That is a crazy design as well. That is legitimately like, these designs are so creative. They're so out there, right? And they both, like this, she just looks like I was gonna say when I saw on the monitor, she looked like an ice cream sundae or something like with like green syrup. But like, this is like a crazy, like the loops on the arms, like it looks like the green and the white. I don't know what to say. This is such a crazy design. That was damn quick. Good to meet you, everyone. I am Vice Floor Master, the Crying Doll, Tia Safalin. The Crying Doll? Man, it's so weird how Miley made us unnerved, but like these characters are probably gonna make me unnerved very quickly. But I kind of just want to get to know them more because their designs are like so out there. What a calamity. This is perfect. Let's begin the explanation of the rules of Floor 3. The rules of Floor 3? Yep, you bastards. Are probably on hyper on edge after suspecting up a storm in the main game, right? And so, We thought of some wonderful festivities to let you reconcile before the next main game. So there's gonna be like something before the main game as well, like the gun game, I guess, right? Wait, we're doing what again? A main game? Oh yeah. Oh my god, the side look. All depends on you assholes. What's the matter? My face scare you? Come on, Sarah Chidoween. This is, again, this is the enemy. This is an enemy, right? This is an enemy. But it doesn't change the fact that this is like such a great design. It's such a cool design. And such a great idea for a character. Shut up. Before your stupid explanation, take that off. Whoa. Sarah not taking any prisoners here at all. That thing you're wearing. Wait. No, 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 no. This is not right. Wait, is that Mishima's necktie as well? And is that Kai's apron? No. They went from being characters that I'm like, I want to get to know them, to being like, oh my god, this is psychotic. That is so creepy. That is like in the horror movie when like the character like wears, it's exactly like that when the character like wears something of the item or takes something for the item and they notice like, hey, isn't that not like my, and it doesn't happen often because sometimes it happens with way more gruesome stuff like with, a Rob Zombie flick or a Texas Chainsaw movie or something, with way more gruesome stuff. Don't look that up if you're squeamish, of course. But it feels like that's when it is like more, yeah, but this is just, to me, it's just so creepy. That's like something belonging to the people that just died. Is that Joe's hair clip? Isn't that Joe's hair clip? Yeah, I wish these characters weren't part of the evil guys team because these are just fantastic ideas. Like, this is just such a fantastic idea for design, but now, like, it's become creepy because of the items they're wearing. Sure, oh my god, man. What the freaking hell? Look at their eyes. Sure enough, you recognize this clip. Feels good, Feels like it's full of dead regret. Jesus, what is wrong with this game? And honestly, what's so interesting about that is like, I know it's not like, blood related, but that is literally Sarah's grandmother's apron. The regrets of Joe Tazuna, that bottomlessly cheerful, soft-hearted more. You don't get to talk about him. This is so creepy. I keep having to like look away and just look only at the text. This is such a creepy visual. Then that skirt too must be. No, oh my god. I know, like, it's all insane. Phew. You best got any right to condemn me? Yes, we do. We definitely do. We 100% do. We 100% do. This topic's donezo. Now, everyone, come see what's past these monitors. We'll have a fun game. Why couldn't we say anything back? Because they're playing on the guilt that you have in your mind. That's not shouldn't be your guilt. They're playing on the fact that Kana blames herself for her sister. They're playing on the fact that we blame ourselves for Joe. They're playing on the fact that like Mishima, with the stuff with Mishima, that now probably doesn't feel guilty about it, but feels terrible about it. That is a manipulation of like the highest order. That is one of the most horrific design choices I've ever seen in terms of just being absolutely terrifying. Like, again, inspired choices for like the idea of it, because I just thought, oh, cool design, but then you look at the hair clip, you look at the skirt, you look at the apron, you look at the tie. They're collecting items from like dead bodies, scavenging like a vulture. These aren't people to be trifled with. No matter how cool the designs are, we have to be on our toes. We have to be. Absolutely horrific. Yeah, 100%. It plays on the fact that of our guilt, of our emotions, of feeling guilt that Sarah shouldn't have, but she does have. Now his gaze is fixed on one single point. This is what I'm talking about. They know how much weight the dead carry, and this whole thing of like, you have right to blame me. If they start doing the whole thing of like, oh, like, you killed them. It's like, no matter what. And it's the same thing in like, I want to say it's like when I play Danganronpa and like someone dies in Danganronpa and someone kills someone in Danganronpa. Yes, they did kill them. Yes, sometimes it can be like really horrific. And yes, sometimes it can be blamed if they do it in a very horrific way, right? But at the end of the day, I always just say the people who killed that person was the higher ups, the people who run this thing. That's who killed him. So who killed Joe? The people who ran this game. Who killed Mishima? The people who ran this game. Who killed her Kana's sister? The people who ran this game. Who killed Kai? Obviously, you can say, well, Kai done that to himself, but still, the leading up point to that is the people who run this game. It's not our fault. Anyway, prize exchange? What does that mean? Let's go to the prize exchange, I guess. What is this? Are you joking me? Who is this? What are we even looking at right now? What are we even looking at? Who is this? There's like, it's so crazy. There's just characters like wandering around that are not us, you know? Well, who's this guy? As if not minding us all, he doesn't even move. That's the receptionist doll. And this is the prize exchange. Savlin, hand those things out. Okay. Everyone was handed a wallet of some kind. What? I guess like it's kind of like to add more. Again, the artwork's so beautiful. I love the design so much. Inside are tokens with my face on them. Those are me tokens. Everyone has been given 100. So let me guess. You can trade these tokens for prizes on display here? Correct. Just what I expected from you. The prizes include things related to cleaning floor 3, personal information profiles, and more. You're making information into prizes? However, you cannot trade prizes using your own tickets. What do you mean? Yeah, what's that mean? Thank you again. You can only use tokens you get from others. And if you get a lot from somebody, you can nab that person's personal info. Whoa. So it's again, the investigate, like, this is going to create a lot like of distrust again. But I think, of course, like the first thing I'm thinking of, even like if it sounds weird to be thinking of this right away, are you guys thinking the same thing? This character up here in the corner with the beanie? Those tokens signify trust. All y'all bastards are gonna be selling, buying, and stealing and surrendering those suckers. In short, it's a game of buying and selling trust. That is not how trust works. Sorry to tell you, it's not how trust works. Buying and selling trust? How idiotic. How idiotic, there's surely more to this. I've got a good idea. If one of us gathers tokens and buys a prize, we can all share the info. Y'all some friendly bastards. Well, too bad for you, but that's not all. All of you will experience 9 attractions located on the 3rd floor and earn the right to challenge the main game. Wait, so it's like individual games? Meow? Whenever you clear an attraction, you'll receive a clear chips. And if you don't collect 10 within the time limit, you'll die before the main game starts. Wait, so we have to do attractions to gain tokens to even get into the main game. No. Please do relax. Because now, unlike in the main game, if you do well, then no one will have to die. The face as well, like doing the kind of well actually face. Please stop, don't impersonate. Oh, he was doing impersonation of Mishima. Most attractions require a group or 2. However, one cannot do the same attraction twice. Tokens and clear chips. I'm starting to see what you're getting at. Oh, look at this again. Again, the artwork is incredible. The design is so inspired. Take that hair clip out of your face. It unnerves me. It makes me sick now when I see it. Now get what you need to do? Clear attractions to collect 10 clear chips. Use the me tokens you've seen however you want. Though you can only buy stuff with other tokens. By the way, the more tokens you get, the better the grand prize too. A ticket to the surface. So whoever gets the most amount of like tokens to get a ticket to the surface first gets to leave? I don't see anything like that on the counter. Your time limit is 3 days. Relax, you got plenty of food and clothes and even time to rest, so sleep soundly. We won't put any traps or any trickery in your personal room, so use them freely. Now let the sub-game, the trust barter begin. The trust barter. Again, I think it's a way to like, to me, like, make us weary of each other. The idea of like, you know, utilizing trust as a commodity rather than actually just like a something that should be born or grown out of just like our interactions with each other. How much does it belittle us? But we have to do it. I can't just die. Attraction, should we look for them? So we have coins. I don't want to click on the Joe thing. So we have 100 me tokens. And this is how many tokens we have everyone else. What are these here? Easy ticket. Tokens require 10 tokens. Limited one quantity. Having it lower the difficulty of attractions. Oh, interesting. So we can do some stuff like this as well. Okay, that's very interesting. Victim video 3. What? 20 tokens. Victim video? What does that mean? Wait, is this the video of the 3 people that died? But the 4 people died, right? Clear chips, so 30 tokens. Maybe I don't need to think about clear chips when it's time to clear attractions. And then we can also click on these characters too. Prize souls person is 50 soul tokens. You need to get soul tokens from him as well. So again, the reason why I feel like maybe it's a game of trust more than anything is that you have to trust someone when you're trading your tokens, like, as well, that they're going to learn about your personal info, right, as well, I guess. This is a really crazy idea. Oh, whoa. What happened here? The monitor screen is cracked. Wasn't this totally fine before someone broke it? Whose monitor is this? Look on the back. Yeah, check whose it is. The phone on the back of the monitor has been ripped off. Someone's photo must have been there. Mishima, did you see who destroyed the monitor? I'm terribly sorry, but I'm afraid I didn't. Couldn't think of it. I haven't seen So. Oh yeah, we haven't seen So at all. Him again? Damn it, what the hell is he after? Look for attractions or look for So. What do you think, Sarah? I think we'll find So as we're looking for the attractions. I want to stay away from him for a while since I still can't be calm. That sounds good. It's not just about not being able to see him for me, but obviously Sarah knows how she feels. But I just think, like, if we're doing attractions, we're eventually going to bump into it, feels like. You know, it definitely feels like we're going to bump into him. Got it, Sarah. You guys look for attractions, I'll look for the beanie. Be careful. Oh, we should probably be with Reiko. I'm going to let him pull his shit again. Don't be rash now. I'm sorry, please let me speak with the professor a little more. Right. Thank you very much. I don't know if this is healthy, to be honest. I don't think it's healthy, to be honest. Yeah, so I guess that's what the game of trust is. It's the idea of, like, if you have enough tokens to buy someone's information, you have to somehow get other people's tokens. So you have to trust the other person with your tokens, is what I'm guessing it is. Let's go to the lobby. And I guess I think it's the hallway, right? The room corridor seems like a way that, like, would be where there might be places there. Oh, a green beanie lays on the floor. That's Kataro's. Oh, it's So's hat. Sorry. Katara, why am I thinking of a beanie? It's So's hat does a beanie. Should we call Reiko and the others? So what does this mean? Do you think he was attacked? We know we saw the vision of something happening to Kataro and Gin, but wasn't Kataro down here before? But now obviously he was with, you know, we all were in the monitor room, but he's got to be lurking around here. I look down at the passage to the right and the one in the back. Looks like there's attractions, meow. Don't tell me So went on ahead alone. Honestly, So trying to get an advantage in these situations, it's very him. It doesn't surprise me. You shouldn't be able to enter without a group or two, but ultimately maybe somebody's got to check. I'll go. Probably not the best idea for Sarah right now, but will you, Sarah? Seems pointless to try and stop you, then you better decide which attraction to do. And who to take along too. So we have to pick someone to take along with us as well. Yes, we saw his beanie on the ground, but him dropping his beanie doesn't sound very right? Arm wrestling, participants 2, clear chip reward. Oh, whoa. Press the button when the power gauge is full to throw down opponent's arm. Oh, this sounds fun. Let me get my mouse. So I have a mouse on at the ready if I need this. As you can see, we're way more freeing. Let's do this. I think it sounds fun. Who would be the... I think guitar... Like, I think... Let's go. Alice was telling me, as Alice, your cage-like defenses reduce the number of times you need to mash when defending. Interesting. There's different abilities. So, with Alice, we reduce the number of times you need to mash when defending. That actually sounds pretty good, because I'm not a good masher. So what do the other guys do, though? With Kataro Burgers. Kataro, your outstanding power makes you push opponent's arms twice as much as success. Oh, okay, that's also good. So we can also, he's also asking us to trade 10 tokens. That's an interesting dynamic, right? For sure. So we can get some other people's tokens. But I don't even want to, like, I didn't want to take his information that much, but Keiji. As Keiji, your keen detective insight makes the button pressing timing easier. That sounds nice as well. That sounds nice as well. But I kind of want to go with Alice because the defense part sounds pretty good. This part here. Yeah, because I think I'm bad at mashing. I think we'll definitely regret if we don't pick this one. You want to borrow my aid? Good judgment. Nothing else, sir. Cheating. Let's see what it looks like. Man, this is so. I shouldn't be. Again, it's terrific. It's torment. It's really traumatic. But I think we also acknowledged before that, like, even with that, the stuff is actually still very fun in this game. You know. We'll start with me. I'll observe how powerful those thin arms of yours can be. Oh my god. Arm wrestling rules. This is such a crazy design as well. Press the button when the strength gauge is most full. If you do well, you'll push back your opponent's arm. Can I say as well, the music is always really top notch in this game too. Like how energizing, but it's also like there's a thoughtfulness to the music too, where like it almost feels like we're about to do like a workout or something, right? For the last attack or when you're on the verge of defeat, the fist button will appear. Mash on it. Okay. No, I think what's happening is we have to get it when we click it when it's most full, and then we have to mash it when we're I'll do it again just one more time just to be sure, right? So it's most full, and then mash it to defend. Yeah, there we go. Touching your ally's icon will give you advice and the like, so good luck. That's awesome. Oh, this is scary. Oh, we have to do it multiple times. This is tough, man. I'm trying my best with this. I'm not very good at this at all. Oh, we got him? Okay. Now it's going to be even tougher. I think what's happening is I'm clicking outside the thing as well. See what there? I'm not good at this at all. Not good, not good. Very low one. This is tough for me. I'm so bad at this, man. This is so hard. I keep clicking outside the box. This is my bad completely because I'm trying to focus on the bar, but it's actually like doing weird things to my eyesight. Oh, maybe it's not outside the box. Oh man, I'm terrible. I'm terrible. I'm terrible at this. I'm so bad at this. Oh, we did right by the defenses thing though. Oh, I'm sorry guys. I'm panicking as well. That's what's happening. I'm panicking. Cause it's hard. Are you guys with me? Like sometimes it's hard to like focus my eyes on like what's happening at the bar and the thing. And we got one more of these after this. No, I'm so bad. Please, give me an out. Honestly, we should have chosen Keiji. It's so nerve-wracking. Oh, this is so crazy. That's even low. We have to get right in that bar. Oh, we're donezo. I'm scared, man. I'm so scared. This is so hard for me. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Oh no, no, the sound was working for a second. There, 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 there. No, there, there. No, why am I so bad at this? This is so hard. Oh man, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to do this. This is much harder than I thought it would be. This is much harder than I thought it would be. I might just start mashing. No, please. We're in trouble. Now we're in trouble. We're done. It's over. We have a second. I didn't know we had a second try. Honestly, that's awesome. I'm trying to lock in now. We actually got, okay. That wasn't Sarah's fault, but that's my fault completely. I just, as soon as Sarah like lost, I was like, I have to lock in. I have to shut up as well. This is so tough for me to even look at. Like, I can't even look at it, man. But because we have the defense here with Alice, we're actually doing good here. Yeah, okay. Infinite tries. I'm so bad at this. Any tips on this for future reference, guys, would be great. This is so tough. It's so fast, that's the thing. There we go. There's something. Oh yeah, this is like... right choice. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore, guys. I'm just trying to like get through it. Oh my god. It's so hard for me. I can't do it. Like it's every time I think it's in the top line, it goes back to the bottom. Oh. We got him. That took way longer than I expected to take, and it's just because like I think I'm like, to explain what I was feeling, guys. I don't know if you guys know what I was going through here. Visually, like my mind just started to like make the bar going up and down like not even look real. I was just like, I didn't even know what I was doing there, man. I was so bad at that. I was actually like, my heart was pounding as well, because I know like usually with those type of meter things that I do, because it's not just you do this in other games too, but it's like way faster in this game. I've never seen it this fast before. In fact, I used to do this in WWE games. You usually, when it hits the end, you press it then, and then it goes up to the top. But this time around, I was like, it was blurring in my mind even. I didn't know what was happening. That was nothing much. We're not searching. We'll split the chips. Oh, that's so nice. Thanks so much. You did everything as well. Thank you, Alice. So wasn't here, was he? I think I get the attractions now. I suppose we should all meet up and look for So. So Iori, huh? Oh, the name, yeah, the person he killed. 100%. Yeah, like that game was really like, I'm sure the other games are gonna be a little bit easier for me, but that was definitely difficult for me, and I can totally acknowledge that, because I don't know if I'm explaining that right. You guys probably get what I'm saying. Like when I was looking at the meter going down and the kind of like thing we had to click on, it was all melding in my mind a bit. I can still see it, but like it was almost like, it became non-existent in a way. Not that it wasn't there on the screen in front of me. I mean, it was kind of like, felt like it was just like blurring in a way. Not literally blurring, but kind of, in your mind, it's kind of like, what am I even looking at anymore? That damn beanie bastard, what an insult. Sure is a troublesome guy. He's worth apprehending. Should we leave him be? There's a time limit on the sub game, yeah? I'm more worried about the loner, meow. He can't make pairs of clear any attractions if he's alone. Honestly, that is true. You need two people, right? Could all of you focus on attractions while I search for So? Kana? Kana's gonna search for So? Kana? Kana looked directly into my eyes. It's natural for you to hate Kana. Wait, what? No. I forgot she talks about that like that way herself. No. She'll at least keep an eye on So. Why would we hate you? Why in the world would we hate you? Oh, because of she worked with So, or she lied during the whole the whole game. She did lie. She did 100% lie, but we don't hate you. There's clearly something going on there, right? For sure. No way, Conan, don't you go near that guy on your own. Because I think we're kind of all accepted that he kind of like manipulated her in some way. That's why everyone's kind of accepted as the kind of like truth, I guess. It's my responsibility. Kana was working with So, yeah? No, or maybe she was just being used. That's the thing. It's like, we don't know the relationship they had there, but the assumption we're making is that she was being used in some way. Do what you want. I'm going with you? I feel like the name of the game is trust. Should we trust Kana to do this? That's the thing. Should we trust Kana to do this? Because I feel like she wants to prove herself in some ways. And I feel like going with her shows like a lack of trust. Which again, there's nothing wrong with having a lack of trust for a character that already has lied. But I think it's one of those things where like, we don't know exactly what the situation was. And it seems that she was manipulated in some way. I don't know. I'd say do what you want sounds kind of like, but then again, are we saying we want to like support her as well? I don't know. I think as well, I kind of want to be like, hey, like I don't want her to go by herself. No, I'm going with you. Sarah. If it's only Kana, she'll be used by So again. Exactly. That's okay. I just had a realization where I was like, wait, no, I think it's more supportive to be like, hey, let's go again. Putting it like that ain't, oh, it's a lot. Yeah, no, it's not about trust. Stop this, you guys. It's definitely not about trust. I should have gone with the first one then, because I was thinking it was more of a game of trust. Huh? All this tension is just what the kidnappers want. Are you dumb or what? Looking at you, it's like sisters quarreling. I hate it. Oh my god, Alice coming out with this stuff as well. And honestly, like, very wise. That is honestly, like, a really great moment for Alice. To be like, guys, you know? This is what they want. They want us to quarrel. Legitimately very, very, very cool. Legitimately very, very cool. It shows his personality as well, right? To be this person who's kind of doesn't want everyone to fight, especially since they're fighting with, or not fighting, but they're estranged from Rico, right? Just reconcile, if only in appearance. See what I mean? Yeah, it's definitely related to their feelings of like how hurt they are about like not being able to talk to their sister, right? The feelings can be appended after that. Interesting. An interesting outlook, right? Reconcile? 100%. Yeah. What? What am I even doing? Yes! Yes. This is the right answer. Nobody has done anything wrong here. It is the people who are above us that have done the wrong things. It's like I'm pinning the reasons for Joe's death on Kana and So. Honestly, again, emotionally, that probably happens a lot of times when you try to blame anyone, yourself, anyone around you. I lost my calm. We're all victims here, forced to vote, losing people dear to us. Exactly. She lost her sister. Now lost Mishima, etc. You know, everyone is a victim here. Joe's fate could have been changed it couldn't have been changed as soon as he drew the sacrifice card. It's not Kana's fault. I'm sorry, Kana. Can we be friends? Oh, that's so sweet. What a sweet way to put it as well. Sarah. Well said, Sarah. And what really pisses me off is Mr. Beanie. He's got used by him too, right? Kana, don't feel responsible, alright? Man, Kana has been through so much, hasn't she? Look at her. That's wrong? Kana tipped the scales, so she's saying she wasn't used by So. The scales? Kai said he had contact with the kidnappers, but he drew the sage card and became the victim. I'm sure that means he didn't know all the details of the main game. But So, he did know things about the main game. So already knew stuff beforehand? What? I forgot they were together in the bar, right? I was taking a break with So for the main game. Then he found a glowing card behind the sliding door in the bar. What's this? The one who dies claims this now belongs to you. Keep it always? This is a key to... Wait. Is that a Keymaster card? No, it's a sacrifice card. Wait, what? You want to toss that? Wait. So was Kana supposed to be the sacrifice? If someone finds you out the card, you die. Did it say something like that? Relax, that's a dummy rule. What? Seems the kidnappers want to distribute one of those cards to each... Wait. Is that why we found a sacrifice card as well? Anyway, it's a dangerous card, trust me. So if anyone had the sacrifice card, they would all die. If they weren't picked. So the fact that more people didn't pick it up, so we didn't pick it up either, right? I gave So the sacrifice card. And he gave me the... Wait a second. What happened here then? He let me know about the main game that was going to happen. And about the strategy to survive. So he already knew about the rules. Everything was So explained. And that's why Kana thought instead of Kai, So should be left alive. Because he knows more things? What is happening here? Is that what happened? So Kana wasn't necessarily just being used by So. A dummy rule can't prove though. So are they saying that like everyone was supposed to have a sacrifice card? Because we found one as well, right? I remember we found one in a room one time, right? No, hold on. Yes, exactly. In that secret room where Kai's laptop was. But is Kana then saying that because like she wasn't being manipulated, and in fact she was actually trying to like make So live so that he would be able to give us more information about what's happening here. So it's not like Kana's like just like this helpless being. She was like really trying to work towards like different avenue here. While So was still knocked out after being attacked by Now, I saw a card under the desk, yeah. But we didn't pick it up. It was a sacrifice card. If that was So's card, it's strange that he didn't die from me seeing it. So it is a separate card that we just didn't pick up. In short, it really is a dummy rule. So what is... Wait. So when you say it's a dummy rule, that's kind of strange, Wolf. Because that loner got knocked out before. The loner got and Bucket Girl rested. Meow. Isn't the order weird? Bucket... Oh, you're Bucket Girl. Oh, you're Bucket Girl. What was the order of them obtaining the sacrifice card? I'm not sure. I'm very confused here. Keiji, what do you think? Just maybe. First So was attacked in the hidden room and fainted. Later he picked up the sacrifice card and the commoner card, then rested. Then he placed the sacrifice card somewhere Kana would find it. And when Kana picked it up, So offers to trade it for a commoner card. As if he put her... Oh my god. Do you think that was all a plan from him as well? So the rule that someone sees it isn't actually a real rule. You don't have... I think that's what the dummy rule is. Like, if someone sees it, it doesn't matter. And somehow So knew this. That can't be. Sure enough, the damn beanie guy was just completely using Kana. So, okay, let me try and get my head around this. So found the sacrifice card, right? But he knew the rule was a dummy rule that other people can't see other people's card or else they'll die. So he decided to trade he had Kana find the card, so she was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be the sacrifice, and then swap the cards so that she would actually feel like she was safer and then be indebted to him because he knew so much about the game and also he helped her in this moment. Do you think then he passed that card on to So then? Not So, sorry. Passed it on to Joe. That's not the only thing. The sacrifice card ultimately ended up with Joe. How did he must have like let Joe find her, put it in a place Joe could find it. Meaning maybe he personally had Joe pick it up. Exactly. Man. And then he was also sowing the seeds of doubt into Joe as well about him voting for Mishima too, right? I'm gonna take the bastard out, I swear. That's one massive plan. I was just hiding under a bed in his room beside the wolf. That's a very childlike outlook in for sure. Perfect spot for treasures ass like him. Let's check it out. Holy hell. Whoa! What the? He's knocked out. So was collapsed on the floor. It's the same situation as before, meow. Sure is. Don't worry, he's breathing. Oh, he's always getting knocked out. On his head, those splinters, so like a 2x4 maybe? Like on the bed here? There's a rugged plank of wood on the bed. Hey, what the hell's this? Seems the right size to carry and swing around. You don't mean So was... Is he just getting attacked all the time? This scene truly was the same as the one I just recalled. The same as So attacked when it was attacked in the hidden room. So... Woof. What? Someone has it out for So. He's getting attacked every single chapter now. Oh man, I feel awful. What in the world happened? Eh? That's what I want to know. Where is this place? When did I get here? Where is this place? Cram it, you bastard, like everyone's gonna worry about you now. What are you plotting? Tell me. Whoa, hold on. No, violence isn't the answer, Reiko. What? What is it? You're so mean suddenly. What you mean? What's happening? Who attacked you? You broke the monitor, didn't you? Where have you been? Where have you been is the best question. I think I was investigating the laptop in the hidden room. And then... Wait. Does he not remember anything since the attack in the hidden room? Shut up, man. That laptop crap was all about before the main game. The main game, that's right. Before the main game, I need to check the data on the laptop. But the password, You completely lost your mind, man? Is this... It's hard to... I think it's honestly adds to the anxiety of the game. Is he telling the truth? Is he lying? Is he trying to trick her again? Does he actually not remember anything since then? The main game long since ended. What do you mean, Keiji? But that looks like genuine fear, but he might just be very good at that stuff, right? Because we've seen before he's like been very, I don't know what you call it. Good at being manipulative, for sure. Over it? Over all of it? Who died? Oh my god, man. Two things. If this is real, holy hell that he's lost his memory since all the way back then. If this isn't real, holy hell, manipulation, right? Who died, you know? Because either way, it's like... It could go either way with this character. And that's what's so good about the writing of this character. We don't know at this stage. I know, we're reminded of Joe again. So, what is So talking about? Who isn't here now? Hey, don't tell me your memories. Or else was it Kai? Stop. Stop it already. It can't be Joe. Stop. Miss Sarah, that can't be right. Joe died. What? It's like he's repeating it as well. Oh my god. Oh, and there it is. Reminding us once again of everything it said that happened. You okay, Sarah? That's horrific. And again, here's the thing. It's either intention. Again, this is what's so good about Soul's writing. I'm thinking it's either intentional that he wanted to remind us of what happened, or he just doesn't, and he just said it randomly. That's what's so good about his manipulative character. We don't know. You never know. Yes, I'm fine. Goddamn piece of shit. He's spouting more stupid lies. So it really is a lie? Obviously, he's at a disadvantage, so he's pretending he doesn't remember. That said, he's not going to answer us like that either. Could you trust Kana to handle it? Well, how are you going to handle it, Kana? Kana? I'll try to find the truth. Oh, look at this sprite. That's a very cute sprite. Behind what So is thinking. And I love that she's called Buckethead now from Gin. I love Gin as like very childlike, nicknames. I'm sure he'd be less wary with me than the rest of you. When I agree with that. I do agree that he would probably think that Kana is more malleable in terms of her mind, right? That he could like still maybe, if he was manipulating her, he could definitely still manipulate her, right? Sounds good. Hell you on about? That guy's like a bad influence on Kana. We've been underestimating Kana, I'd say. Yes, I agree with that now as well, 100%. While I still want to make sure Kana's safe and want to protect her, want to make sure she's okay, she's been through a whole lot, 110%. It's very clear that she was doing this game. She was trying to, instead of being like, she was being manipulative, right? She manipulated, right? She was. But she was also had this foresight to think, like, and it's smart. It's very smart to be like, if I keep So alive, that means we'll get more information on the game. That we did underestimate her, 110%. She might be a stronger girl than we thought. Mr. Policeman, oh, she's so cute. She's so cute. But don't let him use you, Kana. Adults with bad intentions are scarier than you can imagine, 110%. 110%. Right. I ain't gonna accept it. Let's believe it. Let's believe Rico. Kana. What do we do now, meow? We got 3 whole days. No use rushing the attractions and hurting ourselves. It might be wise to discuss how we're gonna use these tokens too. Tokens, meow. Look at our baby. Look at our baby. Negotiation? Interesting. Negotiations. After finishing the death attraction, you can select someone in the lobby to have negotiated about token trades and the like. It's wise to both collect tokens and deepen your interactions. Your actions may just decide their fate. How about no? Love this music, but how about no? We're gonna end the video here, I'd say. It's probably the best place to end it. But, what happened there? Oh, is it because the mouse was weird? What's happening? My controller just disconnected? That's fine. It's the light is on, but it disconnected somehow. Like, that ain't gonna kill us. Music is fantastic. This is such an interesting episode, such a heartbreaking episode, such a great introduction of new characters, and also a very twisted and almost insulting introduction of new characters. But I think there's an intention there, like, to be very dark, and this game is supposed to be very scary and awful and all these things. I think like what's so like well done in this game is that if they're going to do really horrible stuff, right? Whether it be having a evil character wear the clothing of a character that we love, whether it be having a having like the traumatic vision of our friend coming to us at certain times, and the blood coming from the bed, having like moments where Mishima shows up as an AI and we're witnessing all these crazy dolls and all this really horrible stuff that's happening, and remembering Kai and remembering Joe. I think that what I appreciate about this game is that it never takes it lightly, and I've said this before about this game. I think one of the worst things that when I'm watching like a horror movie and they do something cruel for cruel's sake, it's the most it's bullcrap. It's just bullcrap. It's like, what if this girl, like, she escapes the house, she's finally free from the murderers, but they caught her again, and then like it's meant to be just kind of like, isn't that spooky? And it's like, but what meaning does that have for me? What does that give me whatsoever? I don't care about the story anymore. I don't care about I don't know how the characters, going to interact after this. It's just meant to like punish this character so we can feel kind of sick. And there's nothing else that's baseless, that has a base to it. There's nothing else that's full of it. That's full in it, I should say. But in this, it's like they're giving you all these traumatic moments that seem very like cruel, but they have a reason behind them. Because afterwards, they show us how these are affecting our characters. Our characters are acting differently. They act in certain ways. They speak in certain ways. It's affecting them in certain ways. This isn't just cruelty for cruelty's sake. This is cruelty with the effects of the cruelty afterwards, so that we can acknowledge the horrific things that have happened and see how the characters change over time and how they interact with it without ever making light of it. The characters that do make light of it are Miley and Reno. Is it Reno? Is that his name was? I forget the name. It was like, I forget the name of the guy with the one with the orange hair, and Sad Ice Cream Girl. Those characters kind of like, not the Sad Ice Cream Girl, but the other two characters definitely make light of it, but that's intentional. They're trying to make light of it. It's just like the way I say, like, in, like, it's the same, and I keep bringing up Ace Attorney and Danganronpa, right? Because they're the two other main visual novels we play on the channel, right? And I feel the same way about Ace Attorney, when it comes to, like, a cruel thing that has happened to a character, right? It's like they joke around all the time in that game, right? They joke around all the time. But when it comes time to be serious, they're serious, and they take the serious moments serious. I think they do the same thing in Danganronpa, where they joke all the time and it's very like funny and zany, but then they will, when it comes time to take things seriously, they take things seriously, and the characters are really great too. But I think that Return to Jedi takes an even different approach, where I still think like those games, in my view, they respect the dark moments just as much as they respect the happy light moments. But I think Return to Jedi is very much like going on the lines of like, the funny moments are less about like, here's this really crazy funny thing that happened, you know what I mean? This character fell over and blah, 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 you know? It's, which again, works in those games. Like in Ace Attorney, it's funny when, Trucy's chasing Athena down the street to do her magic show. That's hilarious, right? It doesn't take away from the serious parts. But in this game, I think what they do so well, for their own respect, and what sets them apart, what makes it different, is that the horrific moments are there, but the comedy is like way more in of itself, kind of like very, not the word isn't using it natural. I feel like the comedy in this game is very much like less about the kind of wildness of a character, which again, as I said, works in other games, works in Ace Attorney, works in Danganronpa, but this game is going for like a very more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's integrated with the dialogue in a very, it doesn't even stand out sometimes. The funny moments, the charming moments. It doesn't even stand out altogether because it just feels like a regular conversation sometimes. And I hope it never sounds like because whenever I say this, because I think one of the things that was like really upsets me about like discourse online is that people look down on JRPGs for being like, more fantastical and magical and crazy and over the top sometimes. But there's more than one way to tell a story. That's why I appreciate like the Ace Attorney way of like having like zany characters that are so crazy and so wild and like so funny, but they still have those emotional moments and the impactful moments and great writing. Whilst this game is going for like something different, which is like they're trying to like walk the line of something very serious all the time, but they have like injected natural comedic moments as well. I love the way games can do that. And I think it's just like, Last Defense Academy is another good example where Last Defense Academy is absolutely incredible, but they'll have like the craziest, over the top, zaniest moments, but it doesn't take away from the dramatic moments. And that's what I think is always like really important to me. But I think this game is just doing something completely different, where it's like, it's very much like horror, horrible, crazy, impact. Oh my God, something else happened. Something terrifying happened. This is terrifying, while injecting like very like small doses of comedy here or there. It's very different. It's very different. But to go back on the track I was saying here, like, they opened this stuff with Sarah like having these memories about Joe, and I think what's so horrible about the stuff with the memories about Joe is that Joe is not Sarah's fault that he died, and he would never want her to feel that way. But there's nothing you can escape in this world when it comes to the idea of like, it is my fault. And it's even in minor things that happen, like, when you leave the window open and the cat escapes for 2 minutes or something, and then you like pick up the cat and you bring it back in, and like you get scared and like, I'm so sorry that happened. You still feel like forever that's your fault. If something happened to the cat, you feel it's your fault forever, right? And in this case, she blames herself in this way for like not being able to do something for Joe, when in reality it wasn't even nearly her fault. It wasn't even close to being her fault. And that's the important part of this as well, is that, like, you know what Kotaro said, it's not your fault. You couldn't have done anything. It's the people who are above here it's their fault, which is a beautiful moment from Kotaro, by the way. I love that moment of him kind of expressing that this is not her fault, because it's an important moment. Because she needs to know that it wasn't her that this happened to. It wasn't. Just straight up. Or it wasn't her that caused it. It's the people who caused this that caused it. No matter what. And obviously it's different. Like, it's one of those situations where, like, if a character right now, for example, walked up to Sarah and killed her, and you'd blame them for killing her because they didn't have to kill her, right? That's different. If a character, like, after the game had ended, like, walked up to a body and, like, started stomping on it, you don't have to do that. You can now, of course, mental health comes into that idea too, of course, but there's certain things you can blame for the characters because they have to be responsible for their own actions at some points too. But the ultimate blame for all the stuff that's happening here is the people who are above this game. She kind of rested on Keiji's shoulder, and you saw Keiji was also hallucinating as well, because he's probably seeing the person that he killed as well at the time too. And I think what's so important about that dynamic there is that Keiji is, like, probably be able to relate to Sarah in some ways more often. Now, obviously, it's different than from friend dying versus, you know, killing someone as a police officer, of course. Jesus Christ, is so different, you know? I wouldn't even nearly compare it. But I think what they are comparing is the idea of they're both seeing hallucinations. And Keiji is worried that at this point that Sarah might become as damaged in his own mind that he is. I hate using the word damage, but you know what I mean? It's more like just he's worried that she will become something that is like him. And he probably does see, like, a lot of that, those aspects of, like, you know, the guilt and the shame and all this stuff, like, rolled into one. He probably looked in her eyes and saw a lot of his own eyes as well. And that's probably, like, very, very normal for him as well also. Beautiful moments we had in this thing too, with Kana and Reiko and Kana, now Reiko and Gin hugging us in that moment. And I feel like, you know, it is so important in games like this too, to have those warm moments too, to acknowledge that the game is not just all pain, to have these characters hug us. And I think that hug was not only needed for our character Sarah, but I felt like I needed it. I needed to see a moment like this because it was such a horrific time. What happened to Kai, what happened to Joe, what happened to Mishima, that actually getting to, like, acknowledge this friendship that these characters have now and what they've been through already is a really, really beautiful thing. And I actually really loved this moment. It made me feel at peace. And I think, honestly, it makes the darker moments more impactful as well, having these more sweeter moments at the same time too. There's a great dynamic in this episode as well between Alice and Rico. And you can see later on there when Alice was, like, trying to, like, be like, you know, hey, don't fight with each other. You shouldn't fight with each other. It's not worth it. At least try to make up, you know. I think the dynamic here for sure is that Rico changed after what happened with Alice. Alice is always going to be feeling terrible for what happened. And Alice wants to reconcile with Rico, but obviously doesn't want to bother Rico anymore. And so that's going to be influencing a lot of their decisions. You see that they don't really want to be in the same enclosed space together. They don't really want to talk to each other. And that is very difficult, by the way, because even in the most darkest moments, like, if you, especially with family, while family can reconcile, sometimes those can be the deepest wounds, right? The hurt you can feel from family. Because I think it's different from friends or a person that you don't like anyway. It can sometimes take a bit to, like, reconcile for sure. I really think it's an interesting dynamic though between those characters as well. And, like, Alice is a bit of a sweetheart, I think, and I want to learn more about them, but only if they want to tell me, I feel like. We found out that there's, like, this whole game going on, and this is what's absolutely terrifying about this too. These new characters they introduced, which was, like, the two dolls, right? I forget the names already, by the way. I'll learn them next time as well. But this is Rio was the first one, like something Rio. Very kind of, again, they have the wackiness and the zaniness of those characters, but that's what the dolls are. The dolls are like an injection of wacky and zaniness, I feel like, is in this game that feels very serious, you know, that feels very straightforward. And I feel like that's the wacky zaniness that, like, I love from, like, say, Ace Attorney or Danganronpa or Last Defense Academy that happens too, but they inject they inject it in small doses, so it still feels kind of different, right? Because every game, as I said, has their own different, like, elements of, like, how crazy they want to add to certain games, I guess, as well. And just like, you know, as we said before, just like with Last Defense Academy, Ace Attorney, Danganronpa, serious moments are serious moments, funny moments are funny moments, and they have them mixed in between. But it feels like in this game, like, they just inject small moments of, like, zany characters into this. But what's crazy about it is, like, the zany characters are not even characters that we can like grow attached to in some ways, right? Because we're like, oh, this is a cool design for a character. And then they're like, oh yeah, by the way, I have every single clothing item for all the people that die, every single clothing item, but one clothing item for every single person that died, just to mock you. It's an inspired design. Both designs are really inspired. The idea of like the having the different facial expressions, the creepiness and the actual terror of like having a all your friends' items on them is just horrific. It's just so scary. So all that stuff is like really, really well done, but it doesn't change the fact that it's just really, really terrifying. It's a terrifying character with like a very like interesting and cool design. And the other character, like the ice cream gal, has a really cool design too. But they're the ones that we're going to be dealing with, it seems, on this floor. I wonder if we're going to be dealing with a different doll every single floor. That seems to be it. And they introduced a new game for us where basically it's like a game of trust. And I think the game of trust comes from the idea of like, hey, exchanging tokens to find out more about each other. Because if you give someone your tokens, there's a chance they might find out more about you. So you want to make sure it's the person that you trust the most. But then you also want to trade with someone who you want their tokens, right? Like for me, like So is like the main one I'd like to find more about, you know what I mean? For sure. But So might not trade their tokens with us, you know? But yeah, it's an interesting new game they added here too, with like all these different mini games you can play to get to the main game. And the mini game there, it's clearly going to be more fun than that. But I think it was just me failing on that game. I was just not ready for it whatsoever, and I did not know what to do. I was panicking. It was blurring in my mind. But I still love the idea. I love the idea of like having like a multiple games to get to the main game, because as always we say in this game is horrific and sad and terrifying and all those things in between, but it's still a really, really fun experience mechanically. And I think that's what's always like really important, is that like even though like it is like a really scary game, it's like fun mechanically and I'm having a good time mechanically. And that's what's important in these games too. And you know, if you're gonna have a game that's like so cruel sometimes and so brutal sometimes, it has to be fun to play also. And this game is fun to play, and it's exciting as well to think of all these different mini games. And also like the new mechanic of the negotiation also. So we have to like negotiate and like, it says it can decide people's fates and we have to exchange tokens. That's terrifying. That's a terrifying thing, especially with Gin standing there. I don't want anything to happen to Gin, but like it's a really, really cool way that they've, to me, that they've like established new mechanics and new mini games, and to keep the aesthetic of the game really, really strong. So it all works really well too. The big thing here obviously is So is claiming to have amnesia. And I say claiming because what is so great about the writing of So is that this could go either way. So could be lying through his freaking teeth that he has amnesia. He could be telling the truth. There is no way of knowing, because that's how they've written his character to be so freaking crazy and so freaking strange. You have no idea what he could be thinking here. It's actually like really well done. It's really well done. But we had to find out more about this as well. But also we found out as well that he probably was scheming in more ways than we thought. So found the sacrifice card, and he somehow knew beforehand that it was a dummy rule that you can't show anyone else the card. And he somehow got that card in the hands of Joe, somehow. And we won't be able to find out because he's claiming right now that he has amnesia. But what's so interesting about that too is that we now reveal that Kana wasn't just like this manipulated little doe. You know, she wasn't like this little, you know, sweet girl who was being manipulated. She was manipulated, but she also had a mind of her own here as well, which she always had. Everyone has a mind of their own, but you know what I mean? And she kind of realized that, oh, this guy knows a lot about this game, and that changes her character completely, right? Because then instead of her being just like kind of like fragile character that we're like having to protect all the time and is being manipulative, she actually has like a really good thought in her head, right? So those looks So was giving her throughout that whole trial in that game was him being like trying to remind her, hey, remember I have the sacrifice card. Remember that, you know? Just remember that. Which I think is but yeah, no, because she was claiming he was the key master because she didn't want him to die, right? But then no, I'm just gonna get confused if I think about this again. We just know that he like manipulated the situation so that the card would somehow get to Joe, and that Kana would trust him in some ways as well, right? But now Kana wants to like kind of like reaffirm her trust in everybody and want to reaffirm that she's like capable of doing stuff in the group. And at that end, we kind of got to make up with Kana as well, which is a really beautiful thing. And thanks to Alice. So there's like kind of like a bit of a beauty in this as well, where us and Kana have kind of like gotten on better terms again ever since like the first time we talked. But at the same time too, there's also that stuff with Soul looming in the background, so we have to deal with that too. it's super, super interesting, and it's super, super kind of like nerve-wracking and scary and all this stuff in between. But I do think that it's like, because of how well done it is, we're actually going to get to like have a lot of interesting dynamics here, where there's a lack of trust and trust in other characters. There's an anxiety of like who everyone is and what everyone's background is. What does everyone actually want? Can we trust everybody? There's certain characters obviously that I'm gonna like protect no matter what, like Gin and now Reiko and all these characters and Kana. But it's like one of those things where like we don't know who these people are, and I think So is a perfect example of that. So it's all interesting. It's all so interesting, especially when we're going into these negotiations and the mini games. We have so much on our mind. The trauma that still Sarah's going through, which is so terrible, by the way. It's well done in a sense that like it's truly like impacting her on a very heavy level, but it's really hard to watch. It's super hard to watch. Guys, if you want to see these videos early, you can see them on Patreon and YouTube members for €1 or whatever it is in your currency. Every Your Turn to Die video is early. And if you want to see that, it's on YouTube members on Patreon. If you want your name going across in the text credits right now, that is €10 or whatever is in your currency on YouTube members and on Patreon as well. And if you want to get your name read out at the end of every single video, that is €15 or whatever it is in your currency. And I'm going to read out the patrons right now, which is Typharo 2, Jamie Bull, Jana the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Delicious Felix, Yuld, Anusta, Assassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Liam, Hikesperian, Jerabinum, Neo Showerite, Leo 200, Malcolm Day, and at the highest tier of my YouTube, Royal Gamer 7, Blasco, and Lucinagi. See you guys soon. Bye.